Welcome to Yeshiva Daf, Shir sponsor Lui Nishmas Arbi Akashol Lev Hasitzchok. We're holding Bo Basra Daf Kuf Samechei. This is a review of the daf that we learned on Shabbos. We're starting in the two dots in the fourth line. It says you go based on Minig Medino regarding if you switched a star for being a pashut or a mikusher, the one that's folded. It's more than a kama lace the Minig Medino. You don't go based on Minig Medino. Normally over the pashut. The also over the mikusher. The minig is to do pashut. The husband, the lender, told the person, write pashut. And he went in mikusher, kpeido. His makbi doesn't want that star. Discussion of the Rishonim, can you still use the star or not? Ni'igim mikusher over the mikusher. The do mikusher, and he told him to do mikusher. The also over the pashut, but he did pashut. Again, kpeido. Kipligi b'asut the ni'igim pashut u'mikusher. Make us do both. Formerly, avli pashut, he said do pashut. V'azu over the mikusher, he did mikusher, didn't listen to him. Marsova kpeido, marsova mari mokum v'lo, he's just showing him a place. Interesting discussion. Why do you say he's mari mokum? Because it's easier to do a pashut. Don't do the easier one. That's what the Rashbam says. Ashra, if it was the opposite, told to do mikusher, he did a pashut, it's not yotze. Some Rishonim argue on that. Omar Abayim Shimon Gamliel, Reb Shimon, Reb Elazar, they all hold when a person says something, doesn't actually mean it, it means it to show him a place. Reb Shimon Gamliel had that more in our case. They told him one star, it means also something else. Reb Shimon, that now Shimon Omer, im hito l'shvach arezim kudeshes. When a person gives money to a woman and he over-exaggerates the money, should be kudeshes. Not in a case when he over-exaggerated his status, he says he's a kohen, he's not a kohen, that we're not talking about. Abulazar did not. He should show me his kabbalah giti moka ploidi. The kiblo moka macher. Woman told us the shliach, please accept again in this place and accept it somewhere else. Puzzle. Abulazar macher didn't actually mean to say that place. Marsova kpeido, marsova mari moka muloi. That's the machlekes. Am I actually makbid or mari moka? The Pri Yeshua points out it's not exactly the same bagitin because bagitin part of the cheshbon is because the ishim is gereshes balakrocha. Pash kozu boyedechot. Zimah bishul mikush kozu bushli yedi posol itzich. And when the Mishnah says when the Mekush has two eidim, it's possible, it's a chiddush. Sakadaitach, I mean, I would think, will be al Mekush, usually two eidim, okay. Hachana Mekush, maybe years kosher. Kamash when the Pasuk, chiddush is possible. Ela Pasuk, kosu bo yechad, if you have Pasuk, there's only one echad. Pshita, of course. One eid is not kosher. Even if you have one eid in the ksav, and you one eid, you have Baal Peh. Explains places. They both are made on Mesiras Shtar. The Ksav says the Shtar was written and given, and Baal Peh says Mesiras Shtar. Amir said that is kosher. Now, the Rishonim discuss, what do you mean Eid B'Shtar? One Eid B'Shtar is good enough? So some Rishonim want to say that there's two Eid B'Shtar, but only one of them is Mekuyim. And then you have Echad Baal Peh. But most Rishonim disagree, and they say you're talking about only one Eid B'Shtar, and Chaim Soloveitch learns from here, one Eid in a Shtar makes a Shtar into a Shtar, even though it's not an Eidus. So Abayim said it's okay. So tells the Ravash Tamiru, what do you do with our Mishnah? So beginning says, what about Bayashita? Says I don't agree with it. Elokash says the Gemara with Nafkusam B'Chem with base Mastisim. What do you do with our Mishnah that says that one Eid is kosher, one is possible? What's the Chiddush? Hakamash Milan, the Shnaim Mekusha Keid the Chodapasha. The Chiddush really is only one Eid, no Eid Baal Peh. If we'll be Eid Baal Peh, it'll be okay. But the Chiddush is that it's equivalent to Eid Echad in one in regular shtar is equivalent to two Eidim in Mekusha, meaning they have the same halachas. The what? Ma'aso Psulo Doraiso, Afachadami Psulo Doraiso. Meaning it's a Psulo Doraiso. What means Psulo Doraiso? So the Rishbam Toys explain, meaning it's a puzzle like a Doraiso. The child is a mamzer according to Toysis. Some say Rabbanan take away the star. Mimel is a psul deraisa. Teida says Amim. I'll bring you a raya. The shulchan misam they sent from there, or according to the Girsah the tzad is not misam, not from Eretz Yisrael. Chavurai le'avim and the chaverim said to Rav Yirmiyah, Eidachad b'ksav eidachad alpeh ma'ushit tzad. Can you have one b'ksav one alpeh to join? Alimit telekam et Rav Shua Korcha l'tibach. Remember Rav Shua Korcha and Telekam argue. If two eidim see in two different times, one sees the loan, the other one sees that the borrower admitted the loan, because they drew it together. Tanakama holds no, Shubha Kocha says yes. According to Tanakama, it does not work. Why? The Filu Shtein B'Ksav, Shtein B'Alpeh, two in written, or two Baal Peh that are not together, they don't join. Lo mitzarfin. According to Shul Shtayim Miksav, Shtayim Baal Peh, or do mitzarfin. Now because the two Miksav, two Baal Peh, they can join together. Aval Eidechad Miksav, Eidechad Baal Peh, one Miksav, one Baal Peh, Lo mitzarfin, and they don't join. Well, maybe there's no difference. That's what they asked of Yirmiyah. Shalachlu ani eini kidai sheshlachtem. I'm not worthy enough to ask this that you sent to me. My Talmud, that's what I hold. Sheet staff. It is mitzvah. So clearly he said that does join. This is Rav Ashi. We don't learn this way. We learned there was a different case that happened with Rav Yirmiyah. The Shalom Chavar Rav Yirmiyah, the friend said to Rav Yirmiyah, Shtayim she'id echad the basin zeh echad the basin zeh. Two eidim made in one in this basin, one in another basin. Can I take the basin in this place, joined together, and together they heard a full edus. Now Rav Nosson always mentioned together with Shubha Kocha says what? That when you come to basin, one aid can come one Sunday, another aid can come on Tuesday. The Kama says no, you can't. So according to the Kama, the two aid have to come together. So it's not a question over here. The field bechat base did not with stuff. Even in one basin, can't join two aidim in 2 different days. So according to Rav Nosson, bechat bidin with a mitzvah. One basin they join together. I'll be trey bidin with a mitzvah. One in this basin, one in this basin. Put basin together. Maybe they don't join. What do you want to listen? Maybe not. The Shalach he answered them. Ani kidai shtu shalachtam li. I'm not worthy enough that he asked me. And the kach dat mit chloite is a das of the Talmud. So that was the case of Yirmiyah. They joined together, two aid in 2 different, but they didn't. It has to do with Machlekes of Nosson, not Machlekes of Shul Ben Koch. The Gemara now brings another 2 ways to say what Rav Yirmiyah said. Mar Rav Chia Omar, Hachu Shochli. That's what they said to him. Shtam Sheidu Basin said Bechozu Eidu Basin said 2 testified in this basin, in 2 testified, and then they testified also in next basin. Mar Shia Vo Echad Bechol Basin Yitzchak. Can you take 1 from each basin and make them into a Dayanim? As Rabbeinu Gershom explains, when we talk about they did it in 3 basin. They did it 3 times. So 1 for this basin, 1 for this basin. In other words, you have 3 Dayanim, but not from the same basin. But each one holds a full Eitus. I think Rav Nosson like to buy a little. According to Rav Nosson, not a question. Why? I could join 1 8 on Sunday, 1 8 and Tuesday together. The Dayanim should be easier. That's only according to the Kama. The argues of Nosson. We can't join together, they have to be on one shot. Al Dayanim Mitzafin, I can join Dayanim. Or maybe there's no difference. That's the question they asked him. I'm not worthy enough that you ask me. The way I heard, I hold, they should join. That was the way they brought Ravina a 3rd case. This is what they said to him. According to Ravina, it's a completely different case. The first 3 cases are very similar, right? 1 Miksav, 1 Baal Peh, or 1 8 and 1 8 for 2 Matidim, or 1 Dayan and 1 Dayan. So the question is differently. 3 people come to me and say we were basing and we know this Eidus is okay. One of them died. They have to write, you know, they have to write we were 3 and now we're only 2. Or have to write it, we say we were basing and 2 of them were signing. You have to say that one of them is not here. Right? Or you have to say they're not. And also, in order, for Lo Mirzik Yeshikra, as Rashbam says, I'm not worthy enough to answer this question. This is what your Talmud holds. Then you should write it. In other words, that's what he answered. Nothing to do with Starfus, but just to make sure that you don't have a problem on Mirzik Yeshikra. And this, what does that mean? And Av Chov Gimel base, we had a discussion. A bird that goes out of his nest, within 50 Amo belongs to the nest. More than 50 Amo does not belong to the nest. So said what happens if you have 1 foot within 50 and 1 foot out of 50? They kicked him out of his Spanish. Why they kicked him out of his Spanish? According to Rashbam, he asks questions that are impossible. According to Tosis, what's the question? We said 50 is it. If it's out of 50, even 1 leg, it's out. Why are you asking these questions? Here, Rav Yirmiyah could answer. So they brought him back to Mr. English. You can have maybe more there. Rav Yirmiyah also said it with a novel. I'm not worthy enough to ask me. If you're asking me as a tell me, that's what I say. And he said a good answer. Says the Rashbam, why? He brought him back because he answered right. He answered a good answer. So they brought him back to a Beis Medrash. There's a joke that goes on in Yeshivas. They say, how long was Rav Yirmiyah out of Beis Medrash? Well, it depends. If they were learning Kiyas, so he was out, learning Daf Yomis, a few months. It was out of his Spanish from Daf Chav Gimel to Daf Kosamechay. But if they were learning B'iyun, he was out for maybe a year or two. So that's the joke about how long Rav Yirmiyah is out of his Spanish. Kol Tov.